Hi guys, today we are going to do an update on basically all my planners. Current planners. Let's be clear here. I did have a little, I'm not going to call it oopsie. I did decide to order myself a new Plum Planner. It was supposed to be here last week, but with all of the crazy weather that's going on down in California, and then on the East Coast, there was like a crazy winter storm. Basically, my Plum Planner is a little late coming, and you know what? That works out great because I should probably update you on the rest of it before we get into like my full breakdown of the new planner. I'm so excited. So today we're gonna get into how I'm doing with my Hobonichi. I decided finally yesterday actually what to do with my weekly because I was very like overwhelmed with that. I've got a couple more little updates in here, things that I've been kind of playing around with. So again, go figure, like as soon as I decided I'd re-enter the Hobo world, using the shit out of this one for anything other than actual like planning. So yeah, first things first, our beloved Plum Planner. As you can, I'm hoping see, oh yeah, by the way, I might plug in a picture here somewhere, but I decided when I got home from the world's literal shittiest shift on January 2nd, I decided that I needed to regain some semblance of like control in my life. Therefore, I reorganized basically my entire apartment, but I also rearranged and redid my like craft room home office space. I got myself a standing desk. It's beautiful. I got myself more storage. Again, I will put pictures and I'm so excited about it. But now with the new way that I have it set up, my craft table that we obviously do these like videos at is right in front of the big window. So there's actually lots of light. It's finally coming in like directly, which is kind of nice. So this should be better for filming. Anyway, so that's where we are. You should see, again, a little bit better for that. And hopefully you can see all the fun nails even better this time too. So with our 2024 Plum Planner, y'all have seen this again like every month since I did it. It got real thick. She got real thick and juicy up at the top because I just hadn't really factored in how much, basically like how much space all of those stickers and stuff were gonna take up when I was putting them in that top like little empty square. So I did get myself a new Plum Planner to start for January because I'm actually having trouble even like writing in it at this point just because it's so, she's just so thick up top and just in that one area. So again, hopefully the new Plum Planner will be here next week. So I'll only have one more week in this bad boy. I'm not going to set it up with you guys today because it'll be the same old same, and I'm not actually putting in a whole lot of energy into setting it up just because we have a new one that we're going to do next week. So current state, flippity flip, November, December. Yeah, I think my last one, I forgot to add more books. I think my last video though, I'd like updated up till when I went to work, which was so fucking bad. Oh my God, that was such a bad shit. They were like firing people every week, but like firing people on Christmas Day and people that had been there for like 10 years because, anyway, we're going through this like crazy downsizing. We've been like mismanaged for years. Now everybody's kind of suffering the consequences. Anyway, it's been extremely stressful. I'd say probably like the last year. This shift was just unreal. Again, firing people on Christmas Day. One of my friends at work broke his neck in a truck accident on site. He ended up getting fired. Like, oh girl, I had to spend one entire like session with my therapist going over everything that happened this shift because it was just so much. And even she like just put her pen down at one point and went, I can't believe this is in one rotation. I'm like, oh yeah, we need a new job. So anyway, before I left, I was trying to be very like calm, cool, and collected, mentally prepared for the fact that the shift was going to be awful. I knew it was going to be an awful shift. Everybody's like away for the holidays to begin with. Again, current like environment at work, not a happy place to begin with. So I did my usual, my tarot pulls at night with my oracle cards for most days. I kept up with my gratitude for the most part. Stayed on top of the habit tracker. Again, I really love the habit tracker. Ugh, God, yeah. Christmas and camp, more terminations. Christmas was actually really good itself. Like other than that, they did a fantastic job on food, and there was like 3 of us in the office. It was literally useless, but it was like super quiet and chill. So anyway, it just didn't even really feel like Christmas, which was kind of nice. I also ended up, as you can see here, like I was still logging my workouts and stuff. I ran out of steam basically. I'd say like halfway through the shift again. I've never been so depressed and mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually drained as I am like following that shift. So I stopped even like wanting to do my like proper weight workouts. I stopped even trying to run. I just basically got up and like did walks every single morning on the treadmill. So I'd walk for like anywhere from like half an hour to an hour just to kind of start my day and kind of like peruse. One of the things that I like to do when I'm feeling down is shop, and I'm trying to curb the shopping, which we're getting there. But I would do like a lot of online window shopping and stuff, but I did end up buying the walking. Oh yeah, I bought a walking pad for the home office, which I'll plug in pictures here somewhere. Very cool, very excited about that. But basically, I started writing down like when I would have my oopsies, because I made it 18 days with no spend. That's pretty freaking good. And then I bought some stuff again for the home office, and I got some like new work pants. I got a new planner. I also applied for 14 jobs at work. No joke, 14 fucking jobs. So fingers and toes and everything crossed that we have a new job, and that this next shift is the last shift we have to do on site at my current employer. But anyway, I kept up with that. I mean, it was a shit shift across the board. It was holidays, whatever. Stayed on top of that. I'd done a little bit of this like decorating before I went, but again, I'm also kind of like ran out of steam on that. I haven't even done my usual like sticker page for December. Actually, I need to put that on my to-do list. I haven't done that yet for December. And then I started a little bit in January. As always, oh my God, I just love those Giacomo Blue spreads. I have a bunch. Obviously, I have like a little stash of them going now, but I'm gonna add into the new Plum Planner, which we will set up next week. But yeah, I flew home on New Year's Day, and this time we weren't actually delayed, which was nice. So it's been kind of like busy since coming home. Thursday, I was just so tired. I was like to my core. I can't even explain to you. I just couldn't be bothered. And again, like my body battery, oh, this is something I'll show you after, but my body battery has been super, super low. I can't seem to like get it together. I didn't even mark stuff off, but I did do these things. But it just kept it very like low key, stayed on top of my habit tracker. We're into current week now, and it's been busy. It's been a busy but good week. I'm like honoring, listening to my body, what it wants to do. So I did do 2 weight days. I haven't done any running. I did order new running shoes, which came, so maybe tomorrow I'll go for a run. Anyway, we'll go through it when I set up my Plum Planner, but I've got a bunch of different goals for 2025. I also have like a different plan of attack on how I'm going to go about hitting my 2025 goals. So right now, again, I'm just being very like gracious with myself, listening to my body. I'm just so fucking tired, drained. So lots of rest days. Again, lots of appointments. Got my hearted. Stay on top of this. Oh, I forgot to write that down. I had 98 grams of protein yesterday. So yeah, this brings us up basically to today. Here we are, still staying on top of my gratitude. I really love the gratitude. I will set this up a little later on just for like, again, I think Plum's saying my planner will be here Tuesday now, which realistically means Wednesday we'll set it up. So anyway, I'll set this week up to be done in here, but this should be the last bit that we use this planner for, and then the rest of it is just the checklists. Do you know that I still have no fucking idea why I got those? I couldn't tell you. But anyway, that's where we are with the current Plum Planner. We have a new one for 2025, changed a couple of things. I'm so excited to show it to you next week. It's gonna be awesome. So that's where we are with that one. And then I'm going to do a little hobo update here because I actually have been consistent about using this little bad boy. And I'm still loving this case. Let me shroop and shroop. So yeah, still digging the case. I did finally figure out what I want to do with my weekly, which I'll show you in a minute. So for our little Plum Planner here for the monthly, don't judge the colors. I didn't really think it through. I was really tired trying to do it last night, like thinking what colors reminded me of what moods. I don't love how much everything clashes, so I'll change that for the next month. But basically, I was choosing like a color for what kind of mood it was, and I've been carrying over the mood that I write down for every day. So what was my mood each day? And that's just kind of me like tracking it for now. We'll see how I like this by the end of the month. Might keep track of the moods. Might change it. Definitely not going to use the same colors. I just kind of grabbed a bunch of pens and went with it. And we were just committed. We went for it, fam. But that's what I'm doing for my monthly right now. Again, a yearly. This I'm still not quite sure about either. I haven't decided what I'm doing with this one yet. I know some people do like habits and stuff, but if I'm tracking habits in my Plum Planner, again, I don't like the idea of like redundancy. So haven't done anything with that one yet, but yeah, that's where we are for the monthly. And then for days, I haven't done anything for this one yet. I saw a couple really cool videos. There's people that do, I'll have to figure out the names of the accounts, but anyway, there's people that do these like letters to themselves for the year, which is kind of cool. So I might do something like that. I might wait until I get my next Hub and Chub Girl. Well, by next, I mean I have a couple different ones coming. I have like one big order that I did for a bunch of stuff, and then I have my monthly subscription. I just upgraded to the ultimate sub because I'm loving the monthly stickers so much that I just wanted all of them. I want all the things at this point. So anyway, I might wait until that comes and do something with that. But what I've been doing is kind of what I mapped out originally in my failed hobo, my cousin. I've been doing what the like weather actually was, what the temperature was. You can tell obviously minus 35, that was at work. And then just my like word of the day, basically. Like it started off with just, oh, like, where am I? I was over it I think I was writing this on, oh yeah, so I wrote this on the 3rd because I came home, and again that Thursday, I was just so fucking tired. I could not fathom, I think I slept for like 14 hours. I couldn't fathom doing anything other than just like being. So it was kind of fun because I did figure out what the weather was. I figured out what like my word of the days were. Rainy and overcast, 5 degrees. Relieved was like the word of the day. Snowing, dreary, 0. I was exhausted. So again, this was like the first three days written in one. Happy New Year. I changed my pen. Kind of changed my layout, the way I was writing stuff. But I've been loving, when I tell you I'm obsessed with Hub and Chub Girl, I mean I'm obsessed with Hub and Chub Girl. But I've been using the shit out of all like the stickers that I've gotten from them so far. So I've just kind of plugged those in, and where this was like travelish days, and then I needed a little sparkle in my life. Yeah, anyway, so I kind of changed how I decided to, okay, yeah. Weird. Sorry, this is the problem with just verbal diarrhea. Okay, so I kind of changed how I went about doing like my spacing. So originally I was doing like one whole line that was a space in between each paragraph. Not loving that at this point because there's actually a lot less space than I anticipated, which I think we've already gone over in like other videos. It's just a lot smaller than I was kind of expecting. And also, I'm very verbose. So I need like all the space I can get for writing stuff down. So instead of doing those like gaps in between each one, I've started basically just like writing a line to separate my paragraph. So like at the end and then the beginning, whatever, which so far I'm liking. There's not a whole lot of like color in these, so that might be something that I change later on too, or like add to. But loving. And then I started, so I kind of like evolved from doing just like what was the weather, and that's like what's my word for the day, to what's the weather, what's my mood, and then what's my word to describe the day. So like on the 4th, I was very unsettled and antsy, but my word of the day was rearrange. And so that's again one of the days where I was like balls out, rearranging my whole apartment, doing all the things. I like did my closet. I got a new app to track my closet, which I might get into at some point as well. But basically, I've just started writing like what was the overall fucking vibe for the day, and then what was my mood each day. So again, oh my god, I love the stickers so much. I even like wrote that. I love the Hub and Chub Girl sticker so much, and I upgraded to Ultimate Sub Box. Yeah, okay, so that would have been the day that I upgraded because I'm just obsessed. I'm just obsessed. So yeah, that's what I've been doing so far. It's basically just been like a brain dump. And even when I miss a day, because I've done that a couple times now, where I've written like 2 days in one, just because I'm either like exhausted before bed or I just can't be arsed, if we're being honest. Yeah, sometimes I'm like doubling down, but I'm still making sure that I'm writing down like what the temperature was, what the weather was, and then kind of what my moods were. and just trying with different placement with stickers. This one actually came with a tarot deck that my mom got me a couple years ago now. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to like use up some of those stickers and plug them in, and where they're a little bit darker, they kind of work with like how light the space is. But yeah, keeping up on that. Got my little like a sticky to keep me on track for where I am. And before I go back to work, oh my god, that just made my stomach drop. Ugh. But before I go back on the 21st, I will go in and set up February. I'm actually really liking this, but I don't know what I'm gonna do for that yet. Again, I'll keep you posted. I will let you know when inspiration strikes. I shall decide, but I will start setting up the months a little bit more. I just kind of wanted to play around with it for the first little bit to see what I like, what I don't like. Now, the other thing that I decided to do, and this was like a moment of inspiration this morning, actually, as I was like getting ready to set up to do this, but I want to start tracking my body battery instead of just having it in my Plum Planner where I'm like writing it day to day, which is kind of like alarming to me to look if I flick back to be like, wow, I was in 30s like all week. I actually kind of want to track it on a graph. So this is my trial run for January. So I actually went in and like started off doing dots. Anybody who uses Excel, you know that that's kind of just like it's just a bland way to go about like charting something, and especially if it's like this kind of layout. So anyway, I started off with the dots, which is why the values aren't exactly bang on. Then I decided to just take a highlighter and kind of run it up. So I'm doing a bar graph basically for each day of the month, and then body battery obviously goes from like 0 to 100. You can see right now I'm at 32. Jesus Christ. It's 11 o'clock. I'm at 32, okay? Most people go to bed at like 40 or 50. Oh no, we're real low. I only started off at 44 today. But I genuinely want to see, yeah, I just want to see what the trend looks like. And then again, y'all know me, and y'all know my love of data and correlation and blah, blah, blah. But I think it'll be kind of interesting for me to be able to see when I'm at work, what does that look like? What's going on in my life? And like, obviously it's very low right now because I'm just constantly fucking stressed out. I also have some health stuff going on. I think I have hypothyroidism. I went for blood work when I first got home, and my thyroid stimulant hormone, or whatever, TSH thing, was like super, super low. So I'm waiting for an endocrinologist appointment. But it's going to be interesting to see that like that stuff kind of plays into it too. I'm very intrigued. I'm intrigued to see all the things. So I'm thinking, again, if I like the run of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh yeah, okay, so I could totally do one for every single month of the year, which is kind of nice. So if I like this, I'm going to continue it. I'm basically just going to like slam a bunch of some oats that I know that that's what I'm doing every month. But I just want to see those numbers in particular because they do vary from what my Aura Ring readiness and sleep scores are. So that's what I did this morning. So I've got little flicky tags for the pages. Keep me, keep me sorted. So far, I'm really liking this. I'm liking getting my thoughts out. We're going to keep going with it. Now, for the weekly, and actually I might as well open this bad boy up too, because this is going to get into like a little bit of our, yeah. Okay, so I've got my like goals written down. Again, this is more so for me to like keep practicing my writing and stuff, and I'm really liking using this as like my dump for everything and like my practice space for everything. Next year, I'm definitely going to get a cousin. Just so we all know, I will continue to use my little cutie pie A6 this year, but I have proven to myself already that I can for sure, now that I'm not like overwhelmed with it, I can for sure fill up a cousin, no questions asked. I'm like forcing myself not to fucking jump the gun and get one right now. Like you don't need it, Kevin. You don't need it. Use your A6 for this year. But again, I'm liking this one for just kind of like dumping everything in. So I wrote out my goals. We'll go into those when I set up my new Plum Planner. Oh yeah, Jashii Corrin. She is so fun. She's from New Zealand. She's one of the many accounts that I follow on her and I get a lot of inspiration from. She does actual like bullet journaling, so she does her own like spreads and stuff. But one thing that she did that I fucking love and I'm so adopting is that she does this like mini goal, setting mini goals. I'll plug her video in below for her setup for her like 2025 mini goals, because it's kind of, again, what got me like on this whole thing. I love what she does. So I'm going to do the same thing. So I was just kind of like mapping out what she does, what I want to carry into my new Plum Planner. And although I know it's already halfway through January, time moves differently when you work away. So I still don't quite feel like it's been New Year's for me. Like I feel like I'm still on the precipice there and I'm still trying to play catch up and feel human. So anyway, this is my like my New Year weeks, plural. So we're getting there. So I haven't kind of set everything up yet. That's why I don't feel as bad. So what I was doing yesterday when I was sitting and watching other YouTube was trying to decide what to do with the weekly. And I think Coffee Monsters Co., she uses her actual weeks for her like fitness tracking, her health tracking, whatever she calls it, in like that sense, where she does like her runs and her workouts and like all that kind of stuff. She does a bunch of like habit tracking in there. And obviously I don't have a weeks. I don't love the weeks right now. Like for me, I don't think that there would be anything that I would actually use it for. But where Ma got me this like little weekly supplement, I'm like, fuck, I have to do something with it. Like I just, the thought of having yet another blank fucking journal just irritates me to no end. So I was like, well, you know what, I wouldn't mind doing like some kind of fitness tracker, but I don't want to write out my full workouts because I already logged that. I don't know if I've showed you all this before. I'll show you now in case I haven't. So I have this thing called Workout Maker. It's a free app. You can go in, and I've also talked about this before. I'm obsessed with Ben Bruno and I love his workouts. He is hands down my fucking fave. He's just dope. And so what I do every time I buy one of his programs is I actually like put this in myself. And so I'm not going to sit there and like write out on paper what my workouts are because they all get logged in here. So I have like, what am I doing? How many sets, how many reps? And it actually shows me, again, like I can go through my logs and see, okay, cool. How many times did I do this? What was my PR? What were the dates that I did it? Blah, blah, blah. Like I already have it in here. I don't, again, redundancy is not my thing. Blah, blah, blah. So if I have it in here, I'm not putting it in here. And same thing with like my food. We know that I already track my protein and stuff in my Plum Planner. I'll keep doing that. But like, again, if I'm adding all my meals and stuff in here, I'm not writing that down. And I'm not writing down like all of my nutrients. I'm not writing down my calories. I'm not writing down all my like macros and stuff in here if I already have it here. Protein is the only one I was focused on. And that's, again, because since going vegetarian, that's my primary concern. So I told you I'm verbose, hey? So what I decided that I wanted to look at for my like fitness tracker, health tracker, whatever, steps, because hence getting like the walking pad, I do not get enough steps in when I'm at home. I get anywhere from like 10 to 20,000 at work, depending on, basically depending on like energy level and then what we've got on the go, but I do not get that at home at all, as you'll see. So I want to start tracking my steps. There are steps that I have that more like visible for me in one spot, kind of workout details. So again, this is going to be like, what was my actual workout? Like, did I go for a run? Was it sprints or was it steady state? Did I do Ben Bruno phase 2, workout 3, or was it workout 1 kind of thing, right? Like just a really quick snapshot overview. I also want to track whether I'm doing like a vegan day or a vegetarian day. And I think I don't know if I've talked about this before. I don't know if anybody cares, but if you're here and you've made it this far, you know what you're here for. I went vegetarian last January, so a year ago, after watching a documentary on Netflix, as one does, and I love butter and I love eggs for the most part. That's why I went vegetarian instead of vegan, but there are some days where I just straight up don't eat any dairy products because I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't have eggs or like I don't have butter or something. So I just kind of wanted to start tracking too, like, was it days where I was just vegetarian, or was it days where I was vegan, or was it one of like the literal handful of days over the year that I said, YOLO, I miss my meat pizza, and did I just like not eat vegetarian for the day, and did I have meat pizza, or did I like miss a real burger and have a burger and fries, whatevs. So I kind of want to track what my overall is for my dietary preference. Day of the week, and again, this is more so because the Hub and Chub Girl Ultimate sticker sub that I have coming actually comes with like, I think they call it the journal stickers, the planner stickers, where they actually have like the little cutesy day of the weeks in whatever the theme is. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to use those in here, since I'll show you in a second. It doesn't actually have the day of the week in English. It's just all in Japanese. So I want to put that there. And then I wanted my total distance. So like, regardless of whether it was running and steps or whatever, just what was my total distance logged for the day. So I decided to doodle it really quickly, because if y'all have this, you know that it comes, I'll show you one that doesn't have like bleed through. You know that it comes as a vertical, and that is not a lot of space. Like that's, I don't have very big hands. That's barely wider than my finger. Like that's, again, not a lot of space. I'm like, well, what are people using this for? Like, I don't understand how anybody's using this to like, do anything with, really. I mean, it's just a little ipsy bipsy. What are you supposed to do? So I decided to draw it like vertical, and how could I use the space? And again, I can do some of like, I could do the steps. I could do writing out like whether it's VG or VE. I could, you know what I mean? Like do those little simple things, but I don't love having to do basically like one word and like stack it there. So then I was just like, okay, well, what if I treated it as a horizontal instead? And then like, what would that kind of look like? And so again, it's just kind of nice for me. I miss like doodling and doing shit like that too. So it was kind of nice for me to even just like do a little doodle in here. But as you'll see, I went for the horizontal. I don't like the idea of very cramped, very little ipsy bipsy having to write in those like vertical columns. So I decided to split it up horizontally. So you can see here, it's literally as I like, this is so you can tell, I'm neurotic and I'm a planner. I had to like write out what was going in what section here. So I did decide to do this like main section here is my workout details. And I started logging it for like this week, just because again, I think it's kind of interesting to see whether it's even going to work for this. But on Tuesday, we don't have any stickers there yet. Tuesday, I did strength training. It was 40 minutes and 51 seconds overall, and it was Ben Bruno phase 2, workout 1. My total steps for the day were 6,162. It was a total of 4.3 kilometers for my distance, and that was a vegetarian day. Didn't do anything. These are rest days. I'm not sure how I'm going to fill those ones out yet, or if I'm just going to leave them blank maybe. But anyway, I'm liking this like layout. So again, yesterday I did strength. It was 50 minutes, phase 2 workout 3. I just think it's going to be kind of nice for me to have this like running log, and then as I go, I'll add in my like steps and total distance. I already have it set up for next week. I'm liking this layout so far. It's very simple. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with that upper space or that side space. Like that might end up being like washi tape. If I decide that I want to put in some washi tape, that might be some cute little stickers from my subscription. Maybe I'll start putting down like body measurements or weight or something. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do, but I do want to keep it either very much like in line with my actual like workout and movement, or just like purely for decorative purposes for those other two spots. So anyway, that's where I am with the weekly. I will keep you posted on how that ends up going as well. But this is where we are with all of the things. Still practicing here and there, setting off goals. Next week when my Plum Planner comes, I'll give you like one full rundown, because I'm sure I can spend half an hour just talking about the layout and why I chose stuff. And then I'll probably do another one for me setting that planner up for the year, because we have, like I said, some changes in how I'm doing stuff. But I'm just going to keep practicing the writing. I'm liking my new font and stuff. I'm having fun with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So that's where we are. Let me know down below, what are you guys using for your planners? What are you using your weekly for? What are you using if you have the A6, like what are you using the A6 for as well? I'm so curious about like how other people use their stuff, because that's where I get all my inspiration, right? Like for this one, it was literally, I had one of Coffee Monster Co.'s like videos on in the background for me when I can't remember, it was probably like practicing writing or something. And her saying, oh yeah, I use it as my wellness tracker. And I was like, huh, okay, I wonder what that would look like for me. So I like getting the inspiration from other people. And just because I started it off with this does not mean that that's how it's gonna like end. I think that's kind of the fun of it too, is you get to watch like the progression over the year and how things change. This might very much change again too. Like yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let me know down below what you use all your things for. And yeah, if you guys are enjoying your 2025 so far, I hope you are. I hope everybody is happy and healthy. I hope everybody's off to a good start. I hope this year is fucking awesome for everybody. I don't have a lot of love for even years, so to be quite honest, I'm so happy that we're back into an odd year. I think 2025 is gonna be good. So anyway, sending you guys all the good vibes. Hope you're having an awesome week. I hope you have an awesome week ahead of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.